Hi, it's Global Affairs Analyst Michael Bossack here in Odessa. I'm just a couple of hours away from boarding the train and going to Kiev, from where I'll be digesting the election results out of the US. So we're now parted through the morning Eastern time into the final day of voting in the United States. We say the final day because over the past while, people have been voting in by mail, absentee ballots, advance voting, that sort of thing. But it does look like, in terms of advanced voting, record numbers. I'll just not tread too deeply into the American side of things, but this is definitely an election which will decide 1/3 of the Senate and the president, and some congressional seats as well. So we'll see what happens on Capitol Hill. But the main thing people here in this part of the world are looking at is who's going to emerge as president. If it's Donald Trump, the worst is feared. He and his running mate, J.D. Vance, have said that should they be elected, even before Inauguration Day, even before, they could seek a deal with Mr. Putin that would not be in Ukraine's favor in any way. Three main points there. One would be to allow Russia to keep the territories that it has already invaded in Ukraine, plus perhaps two oblasts. It's a huge part of the country. Secondly, they would form some kind of ill-defined demilitarized zone with peacekeepers, which they could probably easily manipulate. And then thirdly, a very big one for Ukraine is for Ukraine to drop its NATO bid and also into other major Western alliances. So that's a no-go for President Zelensky and for the people here. Kamala Harris gets in. I still think the State Department, National Security Council will have quite a bit of sway over the U.S. approach to Ukraine, which has mostly been drip, drip, drip. We're now headed into the third year of the war. Ukraine still doesn't have everything it needs, primarily better air defense systems. In fact, just a few minutes ago, Russian rockets were fired towards Odessa. And then the other big one is giving Ukraine the capability to strike deeper inside Russia at the very launch pads, which those rockets that came tonight are being launched from, and also drones. One more thing, of course, this election will determine is what's the future going to be for autocrats, for dictators, for the bad guys. If it's Donald Trump, I think you'll hear champagne corks popping from Pyongyang to Beijing to Tehran, because they know that they will not have a tough time as they have with, let's say, a Democratic administration in terms of their behavior, in terms of their menacing policies. We're looking at the access of autocrats, Iran, North Korea, and to a certain extent China, assisting Russia in its war in Ukraine. So it's going to be a very interesting time. I will keep on filing reaction reports from on the ground in Kiev. But of course, we're all hoping for the best. And the most important thing, of course, is that people go out and vote and express their hard-won democratic rights. And it will be watched very, very carefully around the world, but especially here in Ukraine. Signing off for now, Michael Bossack.